Hi, for anyone watching these videos, just want to let you know I'm actually intending these for my friend Sonic, who wants to get into playing some slide, but you might find them of use to you as well, but I'm catering them specifically for one person. Okay, Matt. Some more stuff, standard tuning, there's E. We did some stuff higher up on the top couple strings. Just want to look at using some lower strings, and just remember that you really need either big strings or a higher action, or preferably both. If you try and play it on your SG, you might find, if you've got a reasonably low action and standard tuning, you might find rattles going on. It can be really disheartening because it's just not working right, because you've got to be able to get a bit of tone ringing from the strings. But do try it on a guitar that's got a high action. Otherwise you have to be really sort of careful and precise. When you've got a high action and big strings, you can really sort of be a bit more ham-fisted and mash down on the strings. For example, we're going to look at E now, if you're playing fretted style. E on the 7th fret, 5th string, looking at these notes. So that's B, D, E. And then you can sort of keep going down. Flat 5. Right. So open E on the bottom. And then once your third finger is there, you're in the same rectangle shape as you would be here that we talked about in the other video. It's a bit out of tune, don't worry about that. It yields the same notes. The relationship between these two strings in terms of tuning is the same as the top two. So the 5th and 4th, the relationship is the same as the 2nd and 1st. So you get this rectangular shape, same as, which means also you can slide up from that, like, just like you would go B, B flat, A, G, E, B, B flat, A, G, E. So with the slide, you're looking at E here, and you will find that you'll get other notes ringing on either side, and that's where this finger dragging on the strings comes into play. And also sometimes as I said before, these fingers here can rest on strings to mute them. But also sometimes I find the fingernail, if I'm using a flat pick, the fingernail on the first finger, or just the back of the first finger in general, can also just sort of rest on an unwanted string. For example, if I'm playing that E, I'll notice that I've never really thought about this before, but my first finger there is actually sort of resting on it, or touching in some way the 4th string. Just doing whatever it can, this hand and this hand. They both do whatever they can to try and mute unwanted strings. So here's the E. You'll also notice that my slide really isn't even touching the 6th string. It's because if it does, then you've got to try and deal with the 6th string as well. So just getting that the E there. So when I'm playing the bottom string, I'm now angling it like that. On the top string I was talking about angling it like that. On the lower strings you can start to angle it like that to get a cleaner sound, to get individual notes. Because in standard tuning you do have to be quite precise. If you do get other notes ringing, they're quite often the wrong notes, whereas in open tuning you can be a bit more rough with it, and other sort of sympathetic notes will be roughly in the right note because you're tuned open. But in standard, there's a good chance they'll be the wrong note. So here's a little example.